All right, it is a game day for the Indiana Fever, a Caitlin Clarkless game day, there I say, for the Indiana Fever, man. We got a bunch to get into. I'm going to put this out there right now. I will be live streaming the game. I will be live 30 minutes before the game. You already know how we do. Now, I don't know if this is going to be an Indiana Fever versus LA Sparks watch party or if this is going to be a hate watch, because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, maybe even myself, might be rooting for the LA Sparks in this game. I mean, I don't have time to even stomach people trying to run around again.
The absolute worst-case scenario has officially become a terrifying reality for the Indiana Fever, and the entire basketball world is about to witness exactly what happens when the greatest show on hardwood abruptly pulls the plug. For the very first time all season, we are staring down a game day that is entirely devoid of the Caitlin Clark magic. Following a brutal, highly controversial divisional bloodbath that left her physically battered, the generational superstar is officially sidelined. But instead of rallying behind a devastated roster, a massive, undeniable fraction of the fanbase is actively preparing for an unprecedented hate watch. They are desperately hoping to see the Indiana coaching staff completely and utterly exposed without their ultimate safety net. You are locked into WNBA Watch, the undisputed authority on the hidden agendas and raw truth of professional basketball. Hit the like button, and let's dive directly into the absolute chaos currently tearing this franchise apart from the inside out. To truly comprehend the sheer magnitude of this absence, you have to look directly at the horrifying, violent sequence of events that unfolded against the Phoenix Mercury. This wasn't just a standard physical basketball matchup. It was an absolute gauntlet of targeted, unapologetic aggression. During a chaotic scramble in the second quarter, Alyssa Thomas delivered a blatant, uncalled fist directly to Caitlin Clark's throat. It was a shocking, non-basketball act of pure hostility that somehow completely escaped the whistles of the officiating crew in real time. The fact that a player can take a literal swing at the neck of the league's biggest draw, while the referees look the other way, tells you everything you need to know about how this game was being managed. By the third quarter, the accumulated damage from relentless cheap shots and a highly concerning back injury forced Clark to retreat to the locker room, completely abandoning a brutal 111-109 loss. Her body language screamed of a player who had been pushed past her physical and mental breaking point. And what happened next would completely shock everyone who expects a professional sports league to fiercely protect its ultimate financial asset. The WNBA eventually reviewed the footage and retroactively handed Alyssa Thomas a flagrant 2 penalty accompanied by a laughable, single-game suspension. It was the ultimate insulting slap on the wrist. A 1-game suspension for a targeted, dangerous strike to the throat proves that the WNBA's disciplinary system is a complete, unserious joke. The league is actively choosing to protect its gritty veterans while leaving the player responsible for charter flights and unprecedented television ratings completely vulnerable to physical harm. But while the fans rightfully raged against the sheer incompetence of the league office, an even darker, more controversial theory began to emerge regarding the toxic atmosphere inside the Indiana locker room itself. There is a very loud, incredibly persistent narrative circulating among deeply educated basketball analysts that head coach Stephanie White is secretly getting exactly what—
Oh, see, the Fever beat the Sparks. They're better without K. I don't got time for that. So, yeah, I'm probably rooting for the LA Sparks today. Make sure you join me for the live stream. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. Let's get right into things, man. It is a game day. And Stephanie White is finally getting what she wants. The Kelsey Mitchell dribble, jack it up fest is what you will be witnessing today. Caitlin Clark out after being brutally attacked by that thug, Alyssa Thomas.
she has always wanted. From the absolute beginning of her tenure, White has shown a massive, stubborn resistance to fully embracing the high-octane, transition-heavy Clark ball that took the entire world by storm at Iowa. She has continuously attempted to force a stagnant, grinding, half-court offense that completely neutralizes her star's greatest strengths. Well, with Clark officially ruled out, the training wheels are completely off. The fans are strapping in for the ultimate, unrestricted Kelsey Mitchell dribble fest. We are about to witness agonizing possession after possession of isolation basketball, with Aaliyah Boston desperately trying to operate as a central hub while the shot clock bleeds out. Stephanie White finally has the undisputed keys to the kingdom, and the massive pressure to prove her grinding system actually works without a generational bailout is entirely resting on her shoulders. But while the coaching staff furiously attempts to draw up new half-court plays, the Indiana Fever front office has slipped into a state of absolute, unmitigated panic. The harsh, undeniable reality of the modern WNBA economy is that people purchase tickets at premium, astronomical prices for one singular reason: to watch Caitlin Clark shoot from the logo. Without her on the floor, the terrifying prospect of a silent, half-empty arena has forced the organization to stoop to entirely new, embarrassing promotional lows. Suddenly, out of absolutely nowhere, the franchise is frantically pushing an over-the-top, inspiring women night. They are literally begging fans to show up early for pre-game plaza parties, hiring specialized national anthem singers, setting up superficial culture corners, and desperately handing out free t-shirts just for answering basic history trivia. They are treating a professional basketball game like a minor league baseball promotion because they know the actual product on the floor is not what the audience paid to see. The sheer hypocrisy of the front office's marketing machine was brilliantly exposed just hours before tip-off. In the midst of all this injury chaos and organizational panic, the Indiana Fever social media accounts decided it was the perfect time to proudly announce that they had become the very first WNBA team to reach 2 million followers across their digital platforms. They gleefully thanked the best fans in the world, completely ignoring the massive, glaring elephant in the room. Let's be brutally honest. The Indiana Fever were an absolute digital ghost town before number 22 arrived. The executives, Amber Cox, Kelly Krauskoff, and the entire marketing department are gleefully reaping the massive, unprecedented financial and social benefits of Clark's global brand, while simultaneously overseeing an organization that completely fails to protect her physical safety on the hardwood. It is a sickening, exploitative dynamic, and the fan base has entirely run out of patience for the corporate spin. If you look objectively at the actual basketball matchup tonight, the Indiana Fever have absolutely...
That goon, okay? Caitlin Clark will be out with a back injury. You see it here. The Indiana Fever went and put this up. So there will be no Clark show. No Clark show today. I mean, this sucks. Let's be real. This here sucks. But it looked like Stephanie White is getting what she's wanted all along. Let's be real. Stephanie White never wanted to deal with number 22 from Iowa. Never wanted to deal with it. This is what she wanted from the beginning. And now she is getting her Kelsey Mitchell show, Aaliyah Boston as a hub, all the things.
Zero excuses to lose this game, even without their superstar point guard facilitating the offense. They are facing off against a Los Angeles Sparks roster that is currently in a state of historical, catastrophic defensive collapse. Just 24 hours ago, the Sparks surrendered a jaw-dropping, regulation record 125 points to the expansion Toronto Tempo. They allowed Marina Mabrey to absolutely torch them for a legendary 53-point masterclass. The Sparks are an absolute defensive sieve right now, completely incapable of stopping perimeter penetration or guarding the three-point line. To make matters vastly worse for Los Angeles, they are severely depleted, missing key franchise pillars like Kelsey Plum and Cameron Brink. All they have left to rely on is the exhausted veteran presence of De'Erica Hamby, Nneka Agwumike, and Erica Wheeler. If Stephanie White's veteran-heavy, isolation-heavy system cannot systematically dismantle a broken, severely fatigued LA squad, the calls for her immediate termination will become entirely deafening by tomorrow morning. This brings us to the ultimate, terrifying breaking point currently looming like a dark cloud over the entire franchise. You have to actively wonder what is going through Caitlin Clark's mind as she watches this absolute circus unfold from the sidelines. She has endured relentless, targeted physical assaults from rival enforcers since the moment she stepped onto a professional court. She has dealt with a head coach who frequently criticizes her defensive rotations to the media while privately mismanaging the offensive flow. She has watched her front office completely fail to aggressively lobby the league for her physical protection. When she finally checked out of that Phoenix game clutching her back, Her body language screamed of a player who had completely reached her absolute limit. If the Indiana Fever do not radically alter their organizational approach, aggressively clean out the toxic elements of the coaching staff, and heavily prioritize the preservation of their generational talent, there is a very real, terrifying possibility that Caitlin Clark will eventually force her way out of Indianapolis. Superstars of her caliber do not stay in environments where they are utilized as cash cows but treated as punching bags. The ultimate reality of tonight's matchup is that the traditional concepts of fan loyalty have been completely and permanently inverted. The Indiana Fever organization has dropped the ball so catastrophically on a managerial level that thousands of their own nominal supporters will be actively rooting for the Los Angeles Sparks. They want to see the front office financially punished for their sheer incompetence. They want to see the coaching staff completely exposed on national television without their ultimate safety net bailing them out in the fourth quarter. It is going to be one of the most fascinating, toxic, and highly scrutinized games of the entire 2026 season, and the fallout is absolutely guaranteed to be fireworks. The era of blindly supporting a team logo is over. Fans are now holding these organizations strictly accountable for how they treat the players who actually drive the revenue.